Are you embarrassed? Are you pouting? You're angry at me?
Goats just have so many social issues. It's ridiculous. It had just passed away. This whole thing was up that poor kid's sinus. Good morning. I have been suffering from analysis paralysis all morning. I have like 10 hours of work to get done in the greenhouse, but it's also gonna rain this afternoon, which was not initially forecasted. So the stuff I plan to do tomorrow, I really think I have to get done today, but I really have to get the other stuff done. So I'm not 100% sure yet where I'm going today. I think what I'd like to do is get the greenhouse cleaned out and get all those weanlings out of there. Most of them are about ready to go to market. I might take some this weekend and I might save some for the Eid sale next month. So what I think I'm gonna do is try to get them out, cleaned out, and moved over on the other side of the barn outside. However, that's gonna take a couple hours and I really have a lot of stuff. It's getting crunch time for the seedlings. And there's a few things that I still have to get germinated yet. So a few health updates. So this kid here and this doe, I had them locked in a separate pen. That's the kid that I had been kind of supplementing because mom didn't have a lot of milk, and then he stopped taking a bottle and mom's milk came in. So I thought, well, he's good to go. And then he started falling back again. And then he started like not being able to nurse. Like he would, I keep saying she would put her head up and just couldn't latch on. And I've been tubing her for like 4 days now. And yesterday she got really like lethargic and dopey. I didn't get home from work until after 10 o'clock last night. And when I came home, she was not doing good. I honestly didn't think she'd make it through the night. She did have new symptom though last night. She got really lethargic. She had like a big belly and she seemed very floppy with like no muscle tone, and she was all scrunched up. She had not been like that. She had been perky and wanting to nurse, and she'd like go into nurse and then just couldn't latch on, and mom was being so cooperative. But once I saw that watery belly, I ended up giving her a different type of antibiotic orally last night, and I came out this morning. She was nursing on the doe. She was bright, she was perky, she was a completely different kid. I honestly didn't think she would be alive this morning when I came out. I was absolutely shocked. So I'm gonna continue on with that. It was probably some type of Clostridial overgrowth. That little bit of bloat is gone and she's looking really, really good. So different antibiotics treat different things, and so the one that she was on wouldn't have really done anything for a Clostridial overgrowth. So we're switching her to that now, and I have high hopes. Next thing, I've got my little C-section patients. They had to go to work with me yesterday. So this little paint guy, he's doing really, really well. Very perky, running around, drinking really, really good. This one, I'm still tubing. And today, she seems not so great. She was totally fine when we went to bed last night. Yeah. So at some point, you can only tube them for so long, and if she doesn't figure it out soon, I'm gonna have to make a decision about her. They start to get a lot of inflammation, and it just gets hard to put the tube down, and you can't tube them forever. If they don't have the will to suck and live, eventually you have to call it quits. Stay tuned on them. I've done a couple Madigan squeezes. So after the first one, she got up. I mean, she wasn't able to stand before that. So she got up, she was perky, she was shaking her head, and I was really hopeful. And I did another one yesterday while I was at work. People love it when I bring my goats to work because I'm like, here, feed this. And I warm up a bottle, and I just like employ all of my clients feeding my goat kids. Nobody complains because everybody loves to see baby goats. So I had them bottle feeding the other one, and I was tubing that one, and I did a squeeze on it in the meanwhile. I am going to weigh, these guys were born 2 days ago and they're still in this bonding pen because I had zero time to deal with it yesterday. So I'm gonna weigh them up, tag them, gonna get those done, and then I'm gonna get to moving everything around. And I also have to fill pots before it rains too, so we'll see how far I get. And Mira. So I think Mira and Badger maybe got into it. Sometimes Mira can be a little bossy. Are you bossy? And Badger doesn't like putting up with your crap. And, well, something bitter. So I've got that all cleaned up. So I'm spraying that with chlorhexidine and then putting a little betadine on it. And then this one, I clippered it down a little bit, but that one's not that bad at all. It doesn't seem to be completely infected at this point. It's just on the surface. So we'll see. You really don't like this, do you? She finds it very degrading. Are you embarrassed? Are you pouting? You're angry at me? So I just want to show you, remember that doe whose udder was pretty much dragging on the ground? So totally normal now. Like all of that initial edema went away and these kids have absolutely no problem nursing. That one finally, this one finally got a brain too, but I don't know, gosh, it sure makes sense to cull her because it'll get worse with subsequent lactations, but it's really only an issue for the first like 5 days. And then her udder is normal. It's just that initial edema that swells it up so big, and really don't have the time to like help them nurse. I mean, the smart kid of hers was fine within like 36 hours, but like still, I don't have 36 hours to be helping all of her kids every lactation nurse. So plus then I don't know if I really want to save anything from her because that udder is heritable. Briar, what do you think about that cat and your food all the time? This is the doeling with the, where her mom bit her tail off. It's finally like completely crusted over and it's not really oozing anymore. I've been putting betadine on it and the rest of the tail doesn't seem to have any inflammation, so hopefully she's good. Okay, go back by mom. You have like no meat. You have no meat. I still have to do a better job of kind of like raking that all up, and then I'll probably bring a little bit more sand and gravel in here. I like to hose it all down really good and soak it up to get the like goat smell out of it for when customers come. I mean, it's a farm and the goats will be right outside the gate when people come, so it is what it is. Don't come to a farm if you don't want to smell it. But trying to, a lot of times the manure pack has a pretty pungent smell to it. I'll probably put some barn lime over it because that really cuts the smell pretty quickly. And hey, for $3, it's a cheap way to do it. I'm gonna have to get out my seedlings. I can't really waste any more time on cleaning this out today, and I need my husband's help lifting a few things, and he won't be home till pretty late tonight. Good morning. I cannot for the life of me find my handheld tripod. No idea. No doubt I will find it somewhere really ridiculous. So a few updates. One of my little C-section kids died. I actually had made the choice to give up on it and euthanize it. And I went to go get it out to take care of it, and it had just passed away. The other one is doing really good. He started to backslide a little bit, and I was getting a little worried that something was wrong, and now he perked up and he's doing really, really well. One thing I'd like to do today is, it's such a pain in the butt myself, and sometimes I can't do it. I couldn't do it last time because my wrist was so bad, but I think I should be able to do it now because it's healing up nice. I need to weigh some of those goat kids, those weanlings, because I need to get some of them out of here and take them to market. And I'm kind of torn on what I want to do, because the auction barn that I'd more than likely take them to, I'm not going to the one that's farther away. The sale next month is going to be the week before Eid. So theoretically, I could take ones a little bit larger than I normally do and probably get the same price. However, the sale barn that I take them to doesn't have like a special holiday sale and doesn't seem to, I don't know, market them that way. So with goats, you get a decent price up to 60 pounds, and like in this area anyway. I don't know what it's like anywhere else, but the buyers that buy from the auction barns around here, as soon as you get to 61 pounds, you get like $1 less a pound. It is absolutely ridiculous. So you get less money for like a 65 pounder than you do a 59 pounder. It's dumb. So I really try to take them all between 55 and 60, but the closest one only has a sheep and goat sale once a month, and the farther away one has them every week. But then I need to take at least like 14 of them to make it pay for the drive, my time, the fuel, and theoretically get as good or a better price. So I'm kind of torn. I really don't want to hold on to them for an extra month, but I need to take at least probably 6 to 8 of them to make it pay for me to take some tomorrow. I'm hoping to weigh some of them up, and I'm hoping to have a decent load to go. I don't have an alleyway system and a good way to weigh them, so I have to use the skid loader with a fish scale and a sling, which is, trust me, just a ridiculous thing to do by yourself. The other thing I need to do today is I need to get a creep pen set up in the corner for these kids. Make a little creep pen for them in the corner, and then I will probably keep up one kidding pen. Some of these kids are almost 3 weeks old now, so they should really get on some creep. I've been so short on panels that I haven't been able to do that. Some of these older kids are looking really, really nice. Look at this guy right here. You look like $1 million. You're looking pretty good. This one's only not even 2 weeks old. That one's only a week old. I've been pretty happy with how some of these kids are looking. Some of the ones from out of the dolings, they're much smaller. That's kind of how it is. The ones out of mature does always grow faster because they get more milk. Even some of these doelings, I've been pretty happy. And this buck that I used, this was the first like decent sized group that he's sired. He sired those ones from January and they all looked great. So I was pretty happy how those looked, and I'm pretty excited about how these are looking too. So I don't usually use shavings, but I have an abundance of them right now. And because we've been having like little rain showers every single day, they haul all that moisture in here on their feet. And the cornstalk bedding, like, it's damp because I'm hauling it in from outside and it's raining, so it's damp to start with. And even with rebedding every day or every other day, it's just so damp. So I thought I'd try some shavings today and see if that soaks up some of that moisture. They seem to enjoy it. Okay, so this morning when I came in, there was a kid that had kind of a little bit of a snotty nose. Like he had like dirty snot kind of up farther on his nose, and I thought, well, what the heck? And I examined him, and it seemed like he was breathing normally-ish, like his lungs sounded fine, but it seemed like he had like kind of normal inhales and like fast exhales, but I couldn't find anything wrong with him, and his temperature was fine. So I was like, well, I'll keep an eye on him. Maybe it's the start of a respiratory infection. I'll show you. He's sleeping out here. See how his nose is kind of dirty and snotty? I was walking through here and I was coming in, and a bunch of these kids were laying in a pile right here. And like one of them, this little one is so friendly, and she kind of popped up because she wanted to greet me. And I knelt down to pet her, and that little guy like looked up at me and kind of like sneezed a little bit. And he had a piece of hay about this long, like just stuck to the end of his nose. And I went to pull it, and as I pull it, it broke off inside his nose. And I was like, I wonder if there's more stuck up there, because it seemed like it was just kind of stuck on with snot. So I picked him up and looked at him, and sure enough, there was a piece like still stuck in there. So I could just reach it with a hemostat. This whole thing, can you see that? This whole thing was up that poor kid's sinus. I mean, that's a really long ways for a little kid. I mean, that had to be all the way back in there and almost like tickling his throat. That's over 3 inches long. So that's probably why he had a bit of a snotty nose and having a hard time breathing. So I moved that one buckling that I'm keeping into the buck pen. He is not impressed. He's been screaming like for the last 24 hours. And he hasn't really eaten much. He's pretty upset with me. Buddy, you look hungry. He is making friends with that guy back there. He's an outcast anyway, so that's cool that they kind of like hang together. At least they have an ally back there. Goats just have so many social issues. It's ridiculous. So I've got 5 that are like top of the weight that I take them at. And then there's like another 4 or 5 that are kind of on the bottom end of what I like to bring. I'm gonna think about it, but I think I'm gonna wait and bring them next month. Because even if they go over that 60-pound mark, that specific week, I'm more likely to get a better price for them just because it's the week of Eid and they don't mind heavier weight bucks for that. I also went ahead right away and marked some of the doelings that I'm gonna keep. I didn't think I'd find more than 4 or 5 that I wanted, but they are looking better than they were. This group just had a rough time of it. We had huge temperature swings and they all had diarrhea. You know, I don't know if it was crypto or whatever, but we had something roll through. And once they get diarrhea, then you usually see respiratory infections following that because so much of your immunity starts in your gut. And once it's damaged from, you know, having some type of gastrointestinal issue, you see a lot of other problems come right after. And this group this is by far the worst group I've ever raised. They all started out looking like $1 million, and as soon as whatever viral or bacterial diarrhea thing came through here, it's been a rough road for them. Normally a group like this would be out of here by now and they'd all be overweight. This is just a sad looking bunch. However, some of these does have really kind of turned around and have caught up to about the size that I would expect them to be, and some of them are a little bit chunky. So I did pick out 8 does that I'm gonna keep. I rechecked teat structures, and I think I can pull 8 of them out of here.